Hey, hi, Ayushree, can you hear me? Uh, Hi.
Hi, Kanchan. Hi, Iram. All good. Kanchan, there's a little disturbance, right?
Hi, Ayushree.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, hi everyone.
Hi, Iram.
Hi Kanchan. Hi Ayushree.
Hello, hello. Will. Hey, Jagat. Hello.
Hi Jagat, how are
Hi,
you?
good evening.
So you're the odd one out.
I'm always the odd one out. Kanchan, nice to see you as well.
So, yeah, I just wanted to apologize for noise because I'm logging in.
We can barely hear you, Kanchan, but
There might be some
Yeah,
background noise.
yeah.
yeah, it's not too good. I think the internet. But anyway, happy to have you. So I'm
Yes.
just going to keep this short. Thanks so much for thanks to Ayushree for coordinating this. Thanks Iram and Kanchan for coming together and building out this whole initiative. I'm gonna probably step out and over to all you wonderful ladies. So go ahead. Thank you. Have a great session. Look
No,
forward.
I,
But
I
maybe
didn't really
Jagat.
mean that. You can be on the on.
I will get off the video.
But
Okay.
maybe Jagat, a few words from you before
Sure,
you step out. Yeah, we'd like to hear something before we let you go.
definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, so you know, this women initiative, I think, is something that Ayushri brought to me, and I think it made a lot of sense because of her background with CWE as well. I felt, and we always like to do things with entrepreneurs, founders, and startups. As you know, Iram, Kanchan, all of you, of course, we've been in touch for a while, and I've been very happy to interact with you on so many occasions. Right, we felt it's the right platform to kind of bring. The title is called "Celebrating Inspiring Women." I think that's a great title also, right? So, just probably your stories, your the kind of growth that you're looking at, kind of challenges that you may face, right? I think those are some of the key things, right, Aishri? I mean, anything else, I'm happy to.
True. I think, yeah, that's about it, Jagat. And, it's just about their journeys, like we were just discussing yesterday. They come from different sectors and how have they built the communities around those sectors, what are the challenges they have been facing, the industries they are in, how are they using tech tools. So, Iram was mentioning, she'd also like a little about how the tools, like, because everything has gone hybrid, right? So,
Yeah,
on those things. So, we'll just touch upon those and I think we are good to go.
super. And I think Iram's business also is a very interesting business
Right.
around
Yeah,
eco-friendly sustainability. So over to all of you. Have a great time. Yeah, I'm always here. Feel free to get me
yes.
in case you want something there. Yeah.
Thanks, Jagat. Yeah, I think there must be some issues with Kanchan's video, but Iram will start with you because we are already at 7 and we don't want to keep our audience waiting. So thank
Sure.
you very much, Iram, for joining us today. It's on this evening, so we are very happy to have you with us, and would love to know more about your journey. And I know that once before also you have been with us on the Vidphone show, but today's one I think is a special one because today is we are celebrating
Yeah.
this entire month has been celebrating women, and I know we don't need a day or a month to celebrate women or women entrepreneurship, but it's just and we celebrate them every day, and we should be, but we just thought why not put the focus a little more this month on our journeys and on what we have been doing. So thanks, Iram, again, and
Yeah.
a very happy women's month to everyone who has joined us today. So Iram, would you like to start by telling us a little about your journey, how you started, I mean, how did you decide to become an entrepreneur? I mean, that would be my first question actually.
Sure. Thanks, Ayushi, and thanks, Jagat, for providing this platform once again. And when you mentioned, and happy International Women's Day to whoever is watching it. And when you mentioned that we don't need one day to celebrate, but we need, like, every day. So that's true. But, we need a one day to create sensitization and awareness about any issue and
Yeah,
why do we need it. We
Iram,
need it
just
so much.
1 second. I think, Kanchan, can you just mute your audio, please? Maybe because of
Yeah.
the noise.
Hi, Ayushree, are you able to hear me?
Yes, Kanchan, we can hear you. So Iram we are just asking something to Iram. So maybe could you just mute your audio? And when we, because there's a lot of noise, so I'll let you know when you can, when I ask you the question, and then you can answer. Right? The
Yeah,
audio.
actually, yes.
Yeah.
So your voice is actually coming to be very broken, so I can hardly make out what exactly are you saying.
Okay. Can you hear me better now, or?
Yeah, it's better, but yeah, still broken. But I'll try to see if I can manage with this. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so we were just saying, Iram, I was just asking something to Iram. So maybe, we'll just mute our audios while she's speaking so that, there's no disturbance. That's all.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah, Iram, please. Go
Yeah, so why do we need one day to create all those noise
ahead.
around women and the women women topics
Yeah,
is because to create sensitization and awareness among people who are not so aware that
yeah,
why do they want. So I think we belong to the privileged lot, where we don't really care if we are equal or if we are not. But then there are a lot of strata in our ecosystem, in our society,
yeah,
which have to struggle every day, even from the train ride to the bus ride to
yeah,
logistics, taking care of the house to taking care
yeah,
of the children. So
yeah,
they have to do multiple tasks.
yeah.
Coming back to my business and my industry, I belong to the waste management and recycling industry, and mostly, uh, women were very few in number in this particular industry.
Okay. Yeah,
Even if there are women, they are mostly in really low strata jobs, wherein they are basically involved in collecting and picking, and they are not even educated to do so. What it leads to is, it causes hazard to their health as
mhm,
well as the children, because they
yeah,
usually tag along their children also to the
yeah,
waste segregation sites. So a lot of awareness, a lot of sensitization is required in that space. I wouldn't say that I was not faced with any sort of bias when I entered the industry, because one of the recyclers who we were talking in earlier days, he used to tell, madam, why are you getting into this industry? Get yourself, go to a textile or go to fashion or something else, why this?
yeah.
And I'm sure you're going to just shut your shop in 6 months and go.
Hmm.
So I'm still in touch with him. He's like one of our old customers and he is on our platform. So I'm proud to say that, I think we've strived and we've proved ourselves, and
Yeah,
women being very hardworking, they are able to do so.
yeah.
So definitely, one day is not enough, but then this one day is make most of it.
Exactly. No, completely agree, Ram. And I think what you said made a lot of sense. Where you said we come from the privileged lot, where I think we cannot directly say that this inequality has happened, or something we have felt on in our daily lives. But I mean
Yeah.
the fight, or I won't say the fight, or I mean, why do we celebrate? It's actually for the lot, who are still struggling, who are still fighting, and I'm sure we have come a long way, and we will go a long way. But
Yeah.
yeah, completely agree to that point, and why not celebrate a day which is, meant for all of us? Yeah. So over
Correct.
to
Correct.
you, Kanchan. Thanks, Iram. Over to you, Kanchan. I just wanted to ask Kanchan why, like, about a little bit about your business and how did you choose entrepreneurship? Like, I just wanted to know, why entrepreneurship? How did you choose to become an entrepreneur?
So
Can you hear us?
Ayushree, I'm sorry.
Yes.
There's a bit of a communication problem. I'm not able to hear you properly. So
Okay.
so basically, I just wanted to take up from what Iram also mentioned, that there is a bias that exists in the society. In my
Yeah.
particular case, I would say it wasn't very evident in my particular case, but like nobody came and ever told me that you cannot do this thing. Maybe because of my I'm pretty bold and I'm pretty open and frank. So the good thing was that nobody came and told me frankly on my face what they that this particular thing wouldn't work. But what I've definitely noticed is that people don't say it outright, but they would also there would be things because of which I may not get the business, I may not get the that particular deal. So there are unspoken biases that people have, because of which I think women face challenges. Women face when they go out and try to do business. Nothing is said on their face, but there might be some at some level some kind of hesitation as to will she be able to execute it. Maybe there is some antagonism. So no idea what's going on in the person's mind, but bias still exists. But I'm happy to also share with you that this bias exists at a at a level that women can definitely look at ignoring it, in the sense that there are many more men out there who are willing to uplift her or who are willing to support her, whereas there is a minority of, let's say, men and women who simply do not get this thing about women going out and trying to work on her own or trying to make it on her own. So there is a portion of society which doesn't get it, but I'm very happy to say and share with you that majority of the society does get it. And I think women, when they face such challenges, immediately obviously feel dejected and feel disheartened and try, and they may also give up. So my request to the women would be that do not give up in case you face such challenges in your life, either be it in the corporate life or be in the entrepreneurial life. And because you as a woman, you'll also find many more men who are willing to support you. And I would request the men on the call today, men who are viewing it today, to also make it their make it their one of the goals in life is that if they see a woman, can they go out of their way to basically help her and support her, because it is a case of embracing equity. It's not about equality anymore, and it is looking at different backgrounds and seeing who needs the most support, and then providing that kind of a support.
True, true. No, completely agree, Kanchan. And that's, I think, I mean, that is the ecosystem we have to build, right? I mean, that's what we are building, and every day. And I mean, people like us, when we build it, we also make a way for the women, who maybe do not at this point have access. So, it's a way for all of them also. So, yeah. And obviously a shout out to all the men in all of our lives who have never, because of whom I think we and a lot of other women, we have never felt that. So they are also the enablers in a way. So I mean, the fight is never against men, right? I mean, that's what very well said, Kanchan. There are a lot of people who are supporting us in this journey, and always grateful for them. uh yeah, thanks, Kanchan. Yeah. Yeah. So, Iram, coming back to you, I know you spoke a little bit about your, your industry, but I'll just come back a little to my previous question. And, just wanted to ask you, uh, your industry is one thing, but how did you choose entrepreneurship? Were you into a job before, or was there a shift from a job which has a lot of, we all know jobs come with security and it's a set lifestyle, and entrepreneurship is a much different journey. So, what was that shift like if you were into one? Or how did you choose entrepreneurship?
Yeah. So mine has been like a quite a a roller
Curve.
coaster sort of a journey. I was in a very secure job, a very routine job. In the education space,
Okay.
and it got so comfortable that every day I used to exactly know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And that and I but I would not say that I didn't learn. I learned a lot, and I had a lot of free time, and I could do a lot of activities with the
Yeah.
local bodies and the international bodies and all of it. Uh, and then, it got so stagnant that I didn't even feel like going to work. So I thought that I needed a break. So I shifted to a startup, and I was one of the the founding team
Yeah.
members. And so from that startup, and then that got taken over, and I moved to another startup in AI space. And again, even that got bought over. And then I was on a maternity leave
Okay.
for 6 months. And I thought, like, okay, I don't want to go to like a 9 to 5 job. And that's when I decided to take the plunge
Yeah.
and be an entrepreneur. Uh, Again, it wasn't easy, because the day the day I thought to the day I registered the company, and to the next 3 months, we had COVID. So I had like 2 waves of COVID. So it's been from the secure to the startup culture is
Yeah.
it's different, so you
That.
learn on the job. And I was like a totally novice business person when I entered the industry like 3.5 years ago. And and I've learned a lot. It's on a daily basis that we learn. So
No, lovely to know that, Iram. And obviously, like you said, they are two different worlds, right? I mean, you have, and obviously both have their pros and cons, I'm sure. But yeah, very two different worlds. And yeah, congratulations on where you are right now, and
yeah, thank you.
such great work. Yeah, you're saying
Yeah,
something.
it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
You would say that it's a great work, but it's a lot of work. Being an entrepreneur is
Yes.
not easy.
Yes. Yes.
But I think it's exciting. So every day it's a new journey, it's a new learning. Every day there are new challenges. So if you need to be mentally prepared that, okay, it's not going to be a rosy picture all days.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
could be rosy, it could be bad, it could be worse, but I'm going to
Yeah.
stay,
So
persistence is
yeah,
important.
yeah, this journey just prepares you for that, right? I mean, in
Yes,
a,
it does, it does.
yeah, yeah. And like you were just saying, you just one day you just did not want to go, I mean, go to work anymore. I mean,
Yeah,
that's very important, right? That every morning, I mean, we wake up and at least we want to go to work. I mean,
yeah.
that's what we are working for. I mean, if we don't feel that, I mean, that's when maybe it's time for a change, or it's
It's
time
time
to,
for a change, yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, thanks, Iram. Kanchan, over to you. And the same question, what was your shift? Like, did you shift to entrepreneurship? Were you doing a job before, or did you choose entrepreneurship as your first, career choice? So please, a little bit on that.
Actually, yeah, I agree with what Aaron just mentioned about entrepreneurship not being easy, and it's not for everybody
Yeah,
because it's a roller coaster ride, just like she mentioned. So there are basically one moment you're being felicitated, second moment you undergo a lot of stress because things are not working out. You maybe not be getting client orders. Something's not working for you. So agree with that. So actually, entrepreneurship has actually, what I'll say is, has honed me into a better person, because it's all about dealing with people.
yeah,
And when you're dealing with people, you basically try to understand what basically the other person wants. How can you get it to them? How can you make it a win-win situation? And so it is very unlike a corporate where some at times in the corporate you are operating from a position of strength,
mm,
position of power, because if you're with a very established brand, then people tend to listen to you more because of basically the brand name that you represent, much more than that particular role that you're performing.
yeah,
So you may get into this you may get this idea that maybe it is me people are listening to. But as an entrepreneur, when you don't have the backing of a big brand name, when you don't have the basically the whole set of resources behind you, you are bootstrapped, let's say, like in my case, and you are short on resources, then you learn to be very resourceful. You learn to also basically understand how this interaction will play out, how will it turn out in the longer run. So I would say entrepreneurship has made me a better person today, and
yeah.
I'm really glad for this journey, and I'm enjoying my journey so far. I'm the founder Inspire, which is a community of women where we basically look at empowering these women, be it college girls, be it ambitious corporate women, be it enterprising entrepreneurs, or creative homemakers who are looking to get back to work or who are looking to join to start a new business. So we are looking at enabling these women, and I'm very glad to see that some of these women come back to me and say that yes, Kanchan Inspires has helped us. Like this lady from a Big Four consulting firm, she basically shared with me how it helped her overcome her differences with her coworker. There was another very senior the person from one of these consulting companies who also shared on the community the Inspire community. She shared that how she had suffered an injury, and seeing the the enthusiasm of the ladies on the platform on Inspire, basically she got motivated to start exercising again. So I mean, and there was this other entrepreneur from Mysuru. She's a friend as well, a fabulous person. She's doing a great business, and it felt really wonderful when she got business on our platform. And
Yeah.
her name is Somshekhar, and she's doing a fabulous job. So, things like this make you feel very satisfied.
Yeah.
And how did I start off on this journey is mostly because of my personal experiences. Like, for example, in the case of Inspire, there were two reasons which led me to start off Inspire, to pivot to Inspire. One was that I had myself experienced as a woman, as a girl student. I had been in the corporate. I have been an entrepreneur for the last 5 years, and I understand what entrepreneurship is all about. How do you get business, or how do you do product development and marketing and legal and finance, all of it. So, given that personal experience, that brings in a very special feeling to make it better for the other people who are out there. So that is one motivator, and the second motivator for me to move to Inspire was that we actually, fortunately, we got selected for Financial Alliance for Women Hackathon, which is supported by Citibank, HSBC, and IFC.
Yeah.
And they liked our idea about Inspire, and that got me thinking that if all these people at an international level are liking my idea. And by the way, we were amongst the top 15 startups selected worldwide. So that got me thinking that if it has been selected at a worldwide level, I must pursue this. And
Yeah.
this is how I started my journey with Inspire. So I would say one is my personal experience of experiencing the same pains that my basically my user feels, my member feels today, Inspire member also feels. And the second would be seeing a big opportunity in that sector. So
Yeah.
today, if you look at it, there are, you'll be surprised to find, Ayushree, that there are close to 80% of the women population in India who is financially illiterate, and there
Yeah.
are 65% of women in India who are financially excluded. So
Yeah.
our endeavor through Inspire today is to make women empowered so that
Yeah.
they can live life on their terms. And how
True.
can we empower them? We're looking at empowering them by providing them with financial services and non-financial services. So I see the opportunity also is huge.
Yeah.
That there are no products which are focused on women, and so this is why I started with Inspire.
Okay. Yeah, very good to know, Kanchan, and some very good work that you are doing there. I have been working with a lot of women founders, over the last 4 years of my career, and I really know, the struggles they face. They might be at the growth stage or they might be at an early stage, and all of them are wonderful. They have wonderful businesses, everything. They are very hardworking, building wonderful businesses. But yeah, there are struggles, and they need that ecosystem where they feel safe to be able to tell what are their problems, find role model entrepreneurs, find peer mentors. I would say, I mean, that helps them. That's a space like this, the community really helps them in their business growth. So we'll come back to you, Kanchan, on knowing a little more about your journey. Iram, meanwhile, I wanted to ask you, Kanchan already mentioned, so this was going to be my next question, but Kanchan already touched upon it, is how, so you have selected your industry, right? And there you have customers that you work with. And there might be one or two customer stories that really made you feel like worth what you are doing today, like why you chose so a little bit on that.
So I think, yeah. So so I would not talk about the large customers because
Yeah, yeah,
like they have access to even the recycler. They have the access to the ecosystem.
yes,
I would
yeah,
talk to a small industry
yeah,
in Punjab, and they were on the outskirts of it's called Mohali, and
okay,
yeah, and they wanted to, like, the owner and the founder was very they were supplying to Mahindra, and she wanted to be ensure that sustainability is taken care of, and everything
okay,
in their premises, whatever is extra is generated, it gets recycled. So she reached out to us,
okay,
and then we were initially, firstly, we were not able to find a recycler because there was no recycler over there. But then when we were able to connect her to the, a closer recycler, which was
yeah,
like 100 kilometers from her
yeah,
place. So
yeah,
that that satisfaction of being able to connect,
yeah,
or for being able to ensure that the connection is done, that was very satisfying. Another case I would like to give you is, if this is a large company, it's a rent to kill, and then we were working on this technology of destruction, low thermal destruction process for destruction of mixed solid waste which cannot be segregated.
okay,
And they came to us and they said, we only want sanitary waste, destruction. And while we were able to do the sanitary waste destruction, the amount of, it would have taken 800 years for it to get degrade, bio, on its own, in the landfill, versus in our machine it was done in a day. So that was very satisfying.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, sounds amazing. I think, these customers are ultimately a business is because of its customers, right? I mean, that's what, and I just thought, it would be lovely because all of us know, it would be lovely to hear these customer stories from
Yeah.
both of you because, that just makes, I mean, in the tough times, it keeps you going, is what I would say, right?
Yeah, and I feel it's not always, not always the rosy picture.
Yeah,
There are times when, I would share another episode with you wherein we the recycler transferred us the money, and he went to pick up the material from the customer side, and the customer
okay,
refused to give him the material.
okay,
So
yeah,
in that case, we had to, ensure that, okay, we keep his money safeguarded and also pay him back the logistic
yeah,
charges. So
yeah.
it's not always good, but then you learn from it. Then we learned and we
Exactly, the
created the
feedback.
SOPs. Yeah, the
True.
feedback, and we created the
So,
SOP. Yeah.
yeah, so the I mean, this always helps you to create the process, right? Make the process better to serve other customers.
Yeah,
I
and
think, yeah,
especially for a startup and for an entrepreneur is
yes,
very important because we
yes.
don't come with a fixed rule book. Yeah.
I know, I know. There's no fixed playbook yet. So
Correct, correct.
last time also, one of our Vidphone shows, we were just talking. One of our women who was with us, she was talking about this. How important is customers' experience to see things from their point of view. Because maybe
Correct.
at one point, what we are building, would always look. I mean, look good to us or look nice to us. But when customers actually use the service or give feedback, I mean, we just can't iterate and make it much better.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct.
So, Kanchan, back to you. So I know you have had an interesting journey, So, Kanchan, a little bit about because I know you have pivoted a little from LoanGini to Inspire. So, do you want to, tell us a little bit on that? Like, what was that? What inspired you to form Inspire from LoanGini? Like, how did that diversion happen?
Yeah, thanks, Ayushree, for that. So, it's been a very interesting pivot because I was never planning for it to happen, but it's just that things kept on happening. One thing, one particular incident happened, and then another happened, and then what I did was I just joined the dots together, and I then just figured out that it is going in the direction of Inspire. And then
Yeah.
so like I mentioned earlier, I was till last September I was looking at LoanGini, but then I got selected for Financial Alliance for Women hackathon, where I was working with these two interns from IIT Bombay, and we managed to we submitted a solution for the same, And since I got really excited because we were amongst the top 15 teams. We were representing India. I presented the idea about Inspire. How can this be a community for women where we provide financial and non-financial services to these women, and then considering that the challenges that still exist in India for the women in finance, in their like in terms of financial exclusion, in terms of financial illiteracy, in terms of their falling off from the career track, in terms of the wage gap that the women have. Women are also living longer today compared to men, as per the government reports.
Yeah.
The gender ratio is also skewing more towards women, which is a very positive sign.
Yeah.
So if the women are living longer, they are going to be they are in more in number, and they are at the same time they are financially excluded. At the same time, they are having wage gaps. So this will lead to women being in big trouble down the line if we do not pay attention to it right now. So it is very important for us as a nation to start focusing on the women population, which is half the population of India.
Yeah.
And so many people are saying that if the women also get included in the workforce, our aim, our goal to become a 5 trillion economy will become a reality sooner.
Yeah.
So it makes economic sense, to have women back in the workforce, to have women investing, and basically contributing to the nation's economy. So I would say the pivot happened because of the validation at a international level of the selection of Inspire at an international level by the likes of Citibank, HSBC, IFC, and the other part was my personal experience. So had I been a male, I wouldn't have felt so strongly attached to this cause. But having been being a woman and having been through these various stages, I really understand the pains and the challenges women still feel. And sometimes they are not able to articulate it because they are in the system. So as a onlooker, as a third neutral party, I can look at the problems they're still facing and then look at providing solutions for them. And I'm very confident that these solutions will be taken up because
Yeah.
there is very few solutions which are being offered to these women.
Yeah.
So I want to be that founder who comes in from a user's perspective and basically takes care of these problems which are deep rooted, which have immense impact, which are basically are a great opportunity. So
Yeah.
then I'm hoping to use my women angle, my emotions as a woman, and the challenges that I've faced to convert it into an opportunity
Yeah.
and try to see how we can benefit others.
True.
So that's the whole idea with Inspire, and I'm very glad to say today there are a couple of hundred of women on the platform today, and they are benefiting, they are getting motivated, they are getting advice on the platform. And
Yeah.
the way to join Inspire is through WhatsApp links, which are
Yeah.
there, which I share. It is invite only, and we are very careful about what are the kind of women we have on our platform. So mostly the profile of the women are that these women are leaders, and they are they have at least 5 to 10 years of experience. They're up to 35 years of age, and slowly college girls are also joining. But
Yeah.
these are, I would say, leaders in their own right, and
True.
we are just enablers of the ecosystem. There are many dynamic women out there, many charismatic women with great thoughts, who we want to promote and
Yeah.
who we want to enable.
Yeah, certainly, Kanchan. And I think together as a community, all of us will be working more towards this, and that's why, I mean, today also we all are meeting. This is we are sharing our journeys so that there are other people who can get, like, they might be looking for some answers that they can get from your individual journeys, or like just want to hear you guys and know how did you guys start up and be a, like, how are you navigating through this entrepreneurship journey. So Iram, coming back to you, so we know that the entrepreneurship is not an easy journey, and it's sometimes a lonely one too. But and I think there are a lot of people in our lives, who are enablers in a way. I mean, they might not be directly related to our business, or did not be directly involved, but they have supported us in some ways that has given us that strength to continue on our journey. So I would just like to know one or two your people in
Sorry.
your life, maybe a personal, relationship or a professional one. So a little bit on that.
Yeah, I think the support from your spouse is
Yeah,
very much required, because in case
yeah,
if you don't have that, then it becomes even more difficult, because first of all,
yeah,
you, like, as a woman entrepreneur, especially in your uh, like mid 30s, you would have children, and then you would, like, you will have family commitments towards your parents, because your parents are getting older, your children are
yeah,
growing older as well.
yeah, yeah,
And so the support from your spouse is really required. And and so that's the number one, like, and in my case, I would say so. And again, like, if you have any help, like, because it's not always easy to just, if you need to travel, you need your mother's support, or you
yeah,
need your in-law support, like, to leave the children there, or just to ensure that they are safe. So the
yeah,
number one priority becomes to make them safe. And
yeah,
without that peace of mind, you wouldn't be able to work.
yeah,
So that's important. Though I have done innumerable morning, evening, like, trips, and those get very taxing, because
yeah,
like,
yeah.
those journeys get very taxing. But
I know.
yeah, I think without the support from my husband, or from my uh, parents, or from, like, even my own children, like,
Yeah,
they also it wouldn't have been possible. So you need that support, like,
yeah,
which is much easier for men, because they just have to go to work. And if the women's task to, like, look, ensure that everything is
yeah,
in place
yeah.
after, like, before they go to work. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
So
yeah, but a lot of people would not agree to that. Say things like things are equal, but I am sure. I mean, no, it's not. There's still a long way to go in this sector. I mean, it's inbuilt. It's a inbuilt thing. Even if people are not intentionally trying to do it, but we see that women have to multitask, like you said.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Like, and you go to any, like, any strata, like, if you are
Yeah,
looking at the CEO
exactly.
or the
Jagat just came.
CXO.
We
Yeah.
could just see.
Yeah, good
No,
he
I
came
just
off, because I have a hard
Yeah, so
stop.
I'd also like to.
here's a hard stop. I just wanted to tell Ayushree that Iram probably has to leave at 7:40. That's why.
Yeah, I have
Oh,
a
okay,
hard
okay.
stop at 7:40. So, but it was
Okay,
like
yeah, yeah,
lovely
yeah.
talking.
I'm
I'll
off.
try to stay connected on the phone, but I
Yes,
have
yes,
to, yeah,
yes.
get off the camera.
Yeah, yeah. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
It's been fantastic having you, Iram, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you so
look
much,
forward to
Jagat,
hearing
and
more.
it's always good to see you, and good meeting you, Ayushi and Kanchan. Like,
Yes, love to meet.
good talking to you as well. And
Yeah,
yeah, and so I hope, like, next year we talk about much more uh, progressive things, like, that you've
yeah.
come. So every year you can see, like, what the progress has been made.
Yes, yes. We
We will.
certainly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Serum.
Okay.
Lovely
So
having
thank
you
you.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. Happy International Women's Day to everyone. Thank
To
you.
you too. Yeah. Thank
Have a
you.
nice evening.
Yeah, thanks so much. It was great talking to you, Ayushree, and hearing you, Iram. Thanks, Jagat, for this.
Kanchan, we
Anytime.
still have one question for you if you want to, because are you here with us, Kanchan? She might be having some issues,
Maybe some
maybe.
network issues.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, Jagat, anything you would want to, maybe come and like tell a little bit on? So, I was just thinking, I'll ask both of them because Iram also wanted to, she was just talking to me yesterday about the hybrid work culture, the scenario and how she
Right.
was navigating it and anything. So, anything you want to say? And I know as your mission also and as Vidphone's mission, it is to create a number of startups, to create. Hi, Iram, you're back. Are you here?
Yeah, I'll just answer this for Jagat,
Hey.
like, because
Yeah.
I wanted
Thank
to
you.
add that, like, the hybrid culture has really helped women to like, take that plunge, because earlier it was like, everything has to be offline. like meeting the clients, to meeting your partners, to meeting your suppliers, to getting your app development work or the website development. Everything needed to be like in person, and
Yeah.
that made it even more difficult for a woman to go out there and take the plunge of being an entrepreneur. But the hybrid mode has really helped us, because at least you don't have to meet like 20 people in a day. That gets it comes down to 3 to 4, though the personal touch is required, like the personal connect is required. But the hybrid mode is here to stay, and like Vidphone is a great platform to uh, get your work done, like online and in a hybrid mode. So kudos to you, Vidphone. So this was the, like my comment for the hybrid work. I thought I'll
Thanks so
just
much,
make
Iram.
that comment before I leave.
That was really nice to
Thanks.
come back and answer this. It meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would
Yeah,
like to also chip
that's
in.
for
I think,
Vidphone.
Yes.
yeah, I
Sure.
think Vidphone is a
Yeah.
great tool that startups can use to further enhance their business. So Jagat, I think it's great. I hope more startups come to know that Vidphone is there, the tool is there, and we wish
Yeah.
you all the best and would love to be on more such programs.
Definitely. I think I usually had some question for you.
Yes, definitely. Kanchan, you can hear me?
Yeah, yeah, all good. I think
Yeah, yeah. Kanchan,
Yes,
so
I
I was
can,
just
Ayushri.
asking you, yeah, I just had another question for you, Kanchan. So Iram just answered that question, and I wanted to know maybe one or two people, who has been enablers in your journey, in your entrepreneur, maybe a professional contact, maybe a personal connection, because you always need people around you, right, in this journey, because this tends to get lonely. So one or two support systems who have been there with you through this.
Oh yes, actually, Ayushri, there's so many people that it'll take at least an hour for me to go over all of the people who have been responsible for my success. I think first
Yeah,
and foremost, I'd like to thank one strong pillar of support. Ever since I started off, has been my mother. So she has been there when I was at times I was depressed. So she's the one who basically told me not to behave like the way I was behaving, and she gave me the strength. And looking at her, actually today, though she has been a housewife, I have
yeah,
immense respect for housewives today
yeah,
because of the way that my interactions have been with my mother. She's been a nurturer. She has been there whenever we faced issues financially as a family. So she was
yeah,
the one who basically, said that, okay, I'm going to support your dad on this.
yeah,
Then came the thing around, typically women, Indian mothers say that we'll get you married off once you are, once you've reached adulthood. So my mother was always the one who said that, though she was herself a housewife, she always said that you have to have a job before you decide to get married. So she was very clear about that, and I think this is something I take from her. Today I was also advising some girls in Christ College. I told them the same thing. I said that financial independence for women is very important, but I then told them not only about financial independence before you get married, but I also told them that you have to be financially independent throughout your life. So
yeah,
after you get married, after you have kids, after the kids leave the home. So basically, throughout your life, I would today tell a woman to be financially independent. And this is something that has its origins, in the advice my mother gave me. And so also my mentors, there are basically a couple of mentors of mine. One is Raj Jaswa, who is former Silicon Valley entrepreneur. Now he's a adjunct professor with IIT Bombay. So an amazing mentor. Then I have Vikram Verma, who's the senior vice president at UB. He's been a great tech mentor, tech advisor. There's Shalini Warrior. She's the uh, chief operations officer of Federal Bank. So amazing woman, leader, and there's so much to learn from her. Then other than that, there are organizations that I've been a part of, like CII, IWN, like TIE, NASCOM, FKCCI, IIT Bombay. I was recently at IIT Roorkee. I've received great support from IIT Kanpur people. So I think the Karnataka Digital Economy Mission is promoting women entrepreneurs in a big way. They are very supportive, right
Yeah.
from the CEO Sanjeev Gupta onwards. Karnataka government also is supporting women in a big way. They have 30% of reservation for women entrepreneurs in the Elevate. Unfortunately, for whatever reasons, I have not made it, but I am still hopeful that there's somebody somewhere who will notice me, just like they noticed me for the Financial Alliance for Women hackathon. Nobody was pitching for me at the international level, but yes, they selected me. So I'm still hopeful that I'm bootstrapped. I'm looking for funding, and I'm hopeful that somewhere somebody is there who will say, okay, fine, I will now I trust that Kanchan will carry out this particular mission to empower women, and basically the investment will come. So I am hopeful, even though I faced many challenges as a woman, but I am very hopeful. I'm positive that
Yeah.
whatever I have been facing is maybe because of my shortcomings, and hopefully, if I work on those, there is this investor waiting for me out there.
No, certainly, Kanchan, you are building a beautiful community, I would say, much required community. And, it's already helping so many, like you were telling us a few customer experiences, right? Member experiences. So it's already helping so many women. And I'm sure, the goal is much, you'll reach there, soon. Jagat, any thoughts on that you'd like to? Because I know that as a part of Vidphone also, you really we want to create 1 million startups, like, that's what we
Yeah,
say.
it's an
So we,
ambitious goal,
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But I think definitely it's possible. I think,
Yeah.
Kanchan said it very nicely, and,
Yeah.
uh, it's a great mission that she's after also. Just want to share one or two things, from my side. Like,
Yeah.
uh, I think my earliest ideas of work itself, of an office, of going to a place which is, where people sit and do a desk job, was actually my mother's office. My mother, I remember even when just after I was born, she used to go to work every day, and she had a Luna back then, and then she had the scooty and all that, and so she's always been a working woman. My mother, I think, and I've grown up around, her, going with her all the way from Rajaji Nagar till, it was Jalahalli back then, and she used to ride all the way, and I think I learned a lot. I mean, in my house, we have never had that distinction of like, the woman does not work or something like this. I also started up with, Chani, who's my wife. My sister always, she's also from Christ, by the way, and she also is, has always been a working woman. So I think I'm lucky that way, that we grew up like this with a sense of equality. But yeah, I know in many places, Bangalore is not the end of the world. If I go to interior UP, I'm pretty sure the scenario is quite different. So hopefully that it will change at that level, right?
Yeah.
Becomes natural. So when we don't talk about it, it means it's natural. So now we need
Exactly.
to talk about it because there is some big gap somewhere.
I know.
So I
Like
think
Iram
that's,
was saying, we belong to the privileged part, the
I would say so,
so that, yeah, yeah, yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
So
So
that's,
here,
my quick. Yeah.
yeah, no, here I would also like to add one thing, because I come from a business family, but my mom, she chose to be a housewife. So, there are also choices. Some women can have that choice. I mean, and like Iram was telling, I have immense respect for housewives too. I think more as we grow up, because we see, how much they have handled. I think, their
Absolutely.
work is generally not like, because they don't go out to work, but there's so much happening inside. It's now, I think, when we grow up and we're at this stage in life, we
Absolutely.
have much immense value for them. So today I was just, because it's Women's Month and Women's Day today, so I came across a very beautiful. Some of you might know Malika Dua here. She wrote something very beautiful, that today we also should celebrate the women, who haven't gotten awards, who haven't been called out, called heroes, or who don't have investors with them. But still, those women also need to be celebrated. So I mean, that's a
No, no,
beautiful.
definitely. I mean, I think,
Yeah.
uh, I always, when you look at the Hindu gods, right, or the
Yeah.
goddesses, first thing
Yeah.
is like 8 hands. And I
Yes.
think
Yeah.
that explains what a woman probably does in a day-to-day
Exactly.
basis. So you need
Exactly.
8 hands. So
Yeah.
definitely, I think, raising a good, kid at home
Yeah.
is as much important as making some
True.
money. So I've always
True.
told even, like I tell Chandni, I kid her sometimes, like that, if housewives got salaries, like it would
I
be
know,
pretty
I
high, right?
know.
It would be pretty high because
Certainly.
there's a lot of work that
Yeah.
goes in, no question.
Yeah, and there's no leave, right? There's no holidays. There's no holiday because I think I heard a lot of this during COVID, right? Everyone was having a holiday because everything had gone, but for them, like there was nothing, right? And it
Oh
was
yeah,
all this. Yeah,
unless you have in-laws or some, unless you have your parents who are very
yeah,
close by, then you can
yeah, yeah.
drop them
I
for a
know, I
couple
know.
of days, and
Yes,
there's
yes,
always
no, sir.
workarounds.
Yes, yeah. Kanchan, I think you were trying to say something. Yeah, please.
Yeah, so yeah, I agree with Jagat. I think pretty much nice to hear about his mother, and also Ayushree about what you shared. I'd also like to also
Yeah,
mention my family, as besides my mother, my family has been very supportive, and I have two girls, so it's great to be kind of being the hopefully I just hope that I'm a role model for them. So it's
yeah,
wonderful to have daughters as well, to have kids, and
yeah,
I love them, and my there's a lot of support which comes in from my family, so I'm really thankful to my family, and then finally my friends. So these are the support systems.
yeah,
My mentors, the friends in the industry, they're just fabulous people, very
yeah.
supportive. So I think they are the reason I am who I am, because it takes a village for to make a entrepreneur successful. So it's not possible by somebody waving a magic wand and becoming somebody really successful. So
Yeah.
it takes basically a whole lot of ecosystem to make that entrepreneur successful.
True, true. And Kanchan, I think, like what you are building, I mean, we have come a long way, right? Now, people, I see so many women, even in my very personal space, starting up late, they have that courage now that, maybe they could not start up or they could not start something, or they were be happy being housewives or, being in the family, but now they are going out, they are working, they are learning a skill. I mean, and that is also a very good. So they are feeling safe in the community finally, where they are being able to, go out and develop something. So it's wonderful what you are building, Kanchan. Thank you very much for
Absolutely,
being with
Ayushri,
us.
agree with you.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I
thanks.
absolutely agree with you. And yeah, and also, you have also been a part of Inspire, and it's
Yeah.
great to see you active on the platform. And I'm so
Yeah.
glad that you have also joined, and
Yeah.
hopefully it continues to provide some benefit to you
Yeah.
as well.
Certainly, Kanchan. Certainly. Yes. Yeah. So thanks, Kanchan. Thank you very much for joining us. I know you're having some trouble with your network also, but thank you so much for being so patient and sharing your story with us today. And everyone else who has joined us, lovely having you all here. Jagat, any
Yeah,
last?
happy to, Ayushri. It's a pleasure. Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you for having me.
Thanks, Kanchan. Jagat, anything you'd want to say
No, I
before
mean,
we?
again, happy, very, very happy Women's Day. I think
Yeah.
women make the world go round. There's no question about that. So and hopefully we can do our bit in trying to empower at
Yes.
whatever extent that we can to enable this
Exactly.
whole process, right? Also,
Yeah. Yeah.
business is not something only about making money and being financially independent. It's also about enjoying your day to day. I believe
Exactly.
just sometimes being in the house can be monotonous. So
Yeah.
business may just be start off as a part-time business and then go forward, right? And that may also
Yeah.
be something that we
Yeah.
look at. So
Yeah.
super awesome.
Yeah.
It's wonderful that you did this.
Yeah.
Iram and Kanchan, of course, great friends of mine as well. So I'm super
Yes.
happy to hear their stories. So
Yeah.
happy
Yeah.
Women's Day to you too, Ayushri. I think great work.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you,
And
Jagat.
happy
And yeah,
Holi
I
as
would
well.
just, yeah, happy Holi to everyone as well. Yes. Yeah. So I
Thanks.
just want,
Thanks.
yeah. So,
Thanks,
I just wanted
Kanchan.
to say that Kanchan and Iram, if you are hearing us, and to all the viewers, like Jagat said, we want to do our part in being able to help you. And because it's, again, we always want to do something for you throughout the year. But again, to celebrate Women's Month, we also have a few things. So do get in touch, and we want to hear about your stories, the challenges, and see how we can help you too. So
Sure.
we'll get in touch. We are building this community for that itself, where we can help each other. So would love to know about the challenges that your business is facing, and how at Vidphone we can help you, grow and become bigger.
And of course, so like we announced last time, a lot of people who may watch this,
Yeah.
we're also providing free access to a whole
Yes.
bunch of tools specifically for women
Yeah.
this month.
Yes.
So
Yes.
uh, again, I think it's a lot of value, so people can try it out. It costs you nothing, but it could kind
Yeah.
of kickstart something very
Thank you,
interesting.
Jagat,
Yeah,
for your support, and Ayushree as well. Lovely to hear, Iram, and look forward to seeing you all soon.
Yes.
sure,
Thanks,
Kanchan.
Kanchan. Thank you. Yeah,
Have a
Jagat.
safe way back home. Take care. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anybody who kind
Yeah.
of gets in touch, obviously the platform is available, so we'll make the link available to all of you as well. So that's
Yes.
about it, I think,
Yes.
Ayushri. Thanks so
Yes.
much
Yes.
again.
That's about it. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Have a good evening. Bye.
Happy Holi. Thanks. Bye bye.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
Kanchan.
Thanks, Kanchan. Bye. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye, Jagat. Bye,
Bye.
Ayushree. Bye, Iram.